I think I read it before, and I think it's very slow.
Yeah, so that's a really neat
Alright,
thing
so
to notice.
what do
about
we
Jesus, I think, is that
learn about
he
who
is
God is
the
from
king,
this section?
right? Yes, he is God.
Have
He
the last
has
dinner,
pain, right? He has
Jesus knows what will
desires
happen
and emotions,
before
right? He
and after
all
the
these
dinner,
things just
and
as
Jesus
you
also
would,
know
right?
who will betray him, but he just let her go.
Yeah, he's so
Let the things go. And so we can see that Jesus is
So
is
maybe
prepared to
you can cross-reference to some of these
die.
verses and then answer those two questions. They'll help you.
So yeah.
Prepare to die. Prepare to die.
Prepare to die. Yeah.
Not to be to die.
Yeah, like he knows that Judas is going to betray him.
Yeah, he knows what will happen in the future.
Yeah. So it's not like Judas is surprising him. Like, trick Judas. No, Jesus knows and allows it to happen. So why would he do that though? Like, if he knows, why would he not stop Judas? Or what is like, because we're supposed to be asking them, what does this tell us about who God is, right?
But yeah, you can take the conversation kind of wherever you want to. But that's a great question, right? Even with Judas and Peter, right? Jesus knows these things are going to happen, yet he still lets them happen. Right? So that's an interesting characteristic of who Jesus is.
Yeah. What else?
It says.
So it's like your destiny.
He is able to say to the.
I don't think it's not a destiny necessarily, because Judas and Peter, they both chose to do something. Like, it's not like God, no one made them. They could have made a different choice.
I think that Jesus knows his dynasty, and he just let the dynasty go follow the dynasty.
Destiny. I mean,
Destiny.
yeah. I feel like,
Destiny.
but I think like Jesus knows the future and what will happen. But I think like when you say the word destiny, like people, in English at least, I don't know, maybe it's the same in Chinese. When we say destiny, we think of it as like this is something that like must happen, and it's like unavoidable, right? And like there is no control, and there is no choice, and it is just like this will definitely happen. But there is no choice, no control in it. But there is choice and control in this. Like just because like Judas chose to do this, Peter chose to betray Jesus. God already knew what they will choose, but they still like that doesn't like if I buy like I'm going to buy something for Amanda and I have a drink that is a mango drink and a drink that is like I don't know, apple drink. I know Amanda likes mangoes. I know she will choose the mango drink. It does not mean that she is destined to choose the mango drink, but because I know Amanda, I know what she will choose. But it does not make it destined. Right, she still has a choice. She could decide, I don't want mangoes today. But, yeah. But, I mean, but yeah. But, like, you still know, like, God knows the future, but, and He knows what people will choose, but they still had a choice.
So Jesus does do something, right? So he tells Peter what is going to happen, right? He tells Peter that Satan wants to hurt him, right? In verse, maybe you just read maybe verse 31 and 32 and maybe 33, right? So you could see how Jesus interacts with Peter, right? What does Jesus do for Peter?
He prays for him.
Yeah, he prays for him. So maybe go through the verses on the little cheat sheet and maybe see how they connect to this chapter.
All right. Did you have?
I have 1 Peter 5:8.
All right. So we're supposed to connect to verse 31, which is Simon, Simon. Behold, Satan has demanded to have you, that he might sift you like wheat.
But I think verses is
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But I have prayed for you that your faith may not fail, and when you have turned again, strengthen your brothers.
Alright, so now we're gonna look at 1 Peter 5:8. How about it? What does that say?
It says,
Okay,
be
so
sober-minded and watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour.
46.
What?
Oh my gosh.
So how does this connect? Yeah. So in 31, right, the 5:8
Yeah, so
says,
before 46.
be sober-minded and watchful because the devil is
So
trying to
Jesus is praying
right,
for
he's
this.
coming after you. And in 31, Jesus is telling Peter that Satan has said that he wants to come after Peter, right? Because Peter is
But so I'm
very
trying to
strong
put this
Christian,
idea
right?
that, right?
Jesus.
Jesus is praying for you, and Jesus is going on the
So,
cross. And
yeah, so
we
we will
have
know
this
that,
responsibility.
and this is connected to the topic of failure, right?
Correct.
So we'll know
right?
that in trying to succeed, we
But there's this thing.
definitely have not only just us failing, but we have someone that's actively trying to make us fail.
There's this inevitability that we are going to fail, right?
Oh,
Jesus
Peter.
told Peter,
Hey,
yeah,
come on in.
and this happened.
Yeah, pick a group,
Jesus did not stop Peter from failing,
whichever one you want.
but he prays for Peter to do well after he fails.
Yeah.
Right? If you look back to
And more valuable here.
They're more valuable here. We are reading over, there's Bibles here if you want,
But what is
over there.
And
We're
when you have
reading
turned
about
back,
the Last
strengthen your
Supper,
brothers.
Jesus
Turn back, meaning you're going to
for
follow
telling
me, but you
Peter's
change.
denial.
Oh, yeah.
Are you understanding?
Satan.
So I think the idea is that
Satan.
I'm trying to
Which was the-
Like the devil.
Shoot.
Right now we're talking about
It's just
31 through 38.
failure is inevitable.
Four.
Right?
But then you know
But
who
because
Satan
of
is, right?
Jesus, we always have.
And it's like the devil, right? Is
And when you
is
look at
against
Judas
God.
compared to Peter,
right?
31.
The
Oh, yeah.
image of God.
Judas was maybe
Very
more
bad.
about Judas.
Right,
Judas did not have that.
And so, and
Peter,
he's the one that
on the other hand,
introduced
after he
sin
does
and
the
bad
same
things into the church.
Right, he changes and
Right,
goes
and
back.
so he does not want people to follow God, and he does not want
I think it's
God,
Judas
because
is
God
not-
has a plan with Jesus, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
with
not
all
that
of the people, all of Jesus' disciples, his followers, Jesus has been teaching. God has a plan, right, to help the world and to spread the news. But the devil does not want this to happen. And Peter is a very good friend to Jesus, right? That he has been teaching and following. And so, if the devil can make Peter
I think it'd be really hard to
not follow
I've
Jesus
never-
anymore,
I've
then
never read
it would be very good for Satan, right? Because then Peter will not be able to help other people know about Jesus. So the devil would want Peter to fail and to not do well. So he would try to do things to make it hard.
And he says when you ask for forgiveness.
The Satan wants Peter to figure out what
We're
he
reading
was
Luke
doing.
22.
Yeah.
You read it? You got it?
And
And
that's
so
what, that's
we're just
people
trying
want
to
God.
think about
Yeah.
Next one is for verse
And
what do we
so
see about God's character
Jesus-
or
Jesus
Jesus'
tells
character
Peter
in this
that
verse.
This is what
And
happened, right?
also, what does
And
it
what
say
does
about
Jesus do?
man and who man is, right? Because we see Simon Peter make some mistakes, right?
So he's praying for Peter, right? He
Did
doesn't
you
say
already
that
read it?
Peter will never fail.
From
He says,
So
"Don't
you
pray
can
for
maybe
you,
just
but
read
after you
from
have
22,
failed."
you can read
Yeah, you can
7,
shock him. Yeah, come back.
7
back.
through maybe like
Yeah. And strengthen your brothers.
7 through 15.